Hi, I just wanted to let you know, along with this review, you have a chance to win Spider-Man Full Screen Edition DVD. This is the 2-disc set. If you would like to win, the details will be at the end of this review. Hi, this is Bob Son.
And this is Bob Dad
for
Bob's Movie Reviews.
And today, we're bringing you a review of Thor, the Dark Side. Dark World. It's the Dark World. We're going to talk about, I think we watched it in 3D, so there's going to be a review specific for the 3D version. I think we'll talk about that first, and then we'll go into our thoughts about the movie and what it's about, and then maybe we'll give it a score at the end. And, okay.
Go ahead, you start off, sir.
Okay, so like I said, we watched the 3D version. I actually thought this was a really good looking 3D movie. I really didn't notice much about it to complain about. It did show depth pretty well. There wasn't really any gimmicky come out of the screen. I don't think even one thing that came out of the screen. There was a particle effect at one point, and it didn't do such a good job for that. But everything else, I didn't really notice any ghosting, maybe here or there a little bit. But overall, I was very happy with the 3D quality. I haven't watched the standard Blu-ray, but I'm guessing the 3D was darker. They usually are. It did seem a little bit on the dark side, but not enough, really. I guess I should say it seemed a little bit on the dark world. I don't know. But it didn't bother me any. I thought it was pretty good. One of the better 3Ds I've seen.
Well, that's where we disagree. I don't know if maybe my glasses weren't fully charged, but I did notice a few parts that didn't look right to me. I've seen this movie in the theater in the 3D, and it was a lot better quality than what it was on this Blu-ray.
Really?
Because I was going to say something to you, a couple of them parts that I saw, it didn't look right to me. Now I'm not sure if the glasses didn't have a full charge, but if that would have been the case, it would have been like that throughout the movie.
Nothing ever looks right to you, so that's probably...
I know, I'm a little more hypercritical, but otherwise, the 3D was pretty good. Like you said, there's nothing that comes out at you, and that's what I like. I like the stuff that's coming out, and you gotta like duck and bob and weave and stuff. And this has none of that. It's just all the 3D there on the screen.
The depth perception.
Right.
Yeah. I think maybe possibly now there were some points where I was kind of questioning if I was still watching 3D, but sometimes I feel like it's better 3D when you question. You don't realize you're watching 3D.
I guess I like to realize I'm watching 3D. I don't want to spend all that money for 3D and say, oh, is this 3D or not? Oh yeah, it is 3D. So.
Yeah, but when it's done right, it's not like as obvious. But you can still see the depth perception, but that's just how it is normally. Like, You feel like more like you're just watching real life. And you don't necessarily think, is stuff coming out at me? What's going on here? Why does this look like this? It just looks right. And I feel like...
Yeah, but for my bang for the buck, I like the 3D to be in my face. That's what I like about the 3D.
A lot of people do like that, but myself and lots of other people, I can't see 3D that comes out of the screen. So for me, I don't really enjoy it. But
yeah, he's vision handicapped, so he doesn't enjoy it as well.
I don't know what it is that causes it, but some people can't. When I see things that come out of the screen, it just looks like a blur. It doesn't look like it's coming out of the screen. Sometimes I do, but rarely. So anyways, 3D, you were iffy. I thought it was great. So let's talk about the movie. The movie, I haven't seen the first Thor, so I have nothing to build off of. But basically, there's these dark elves who try to take over the world, and they got this ether.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was.
It's a weapon.
But it seemed more like a living fluid. Very hard to describe, really. And so it was like buried, and they stumble upon it, and...
Well, see, the elves were in a time where everything was darkness. There was no light.
Thousands of years ago.
And that's what they want it to go back to, is the darkness with no light.
Yeah.
And
the Asgard defeated them and brought back the light or whatever. And so they've been kind of protecting it. Like, they don't necessarily even remember anymore exactly what happened.
Well, that was a long time ago. It was...
Well, they tried to conceal it. That was the thing. They didn't want people to know, too.
Right.
So it's not like they told the next generation, they tried to keep it secret.
Right.
They didn't want anyone to know.
They had a book about it.
Yeah.
And Asgard hid this weapon, this ether weapon, where nobody could possibly find it. But,
Except for somebody could stumble upon it pretty easily.
Yeah. So that's...
Too convenient. But, so then Loki's in prison and Thor is trying to return order to the nine realms. The nine realms. And honestly, I just feel like this movie was so boring. I felt like there was just nothing going forever. If you get to halfway maybe or so, I felt like it started getting interesting. I felt like there started being like all these crazy plot twists. There's more action, there's more story. I felt like just the whole beginning I was just fighting to stay awake. And I didn't understand any of the build up to the movie. I just found it so boring.
Well, see, his disadvantage, he didn't see the first Thor. So he's just going by the first movie he's ever seen. So, I don't know, to me, it's typical. I mean, it follows up good with the Thor movie. I thought it was a pretty good movie. If you know the storyline. See, with him not knowing the storyline at all, it will be kind of confusing.
I also found, because my only experience with Thor is from Avengers, I was confused because, even when they did all that stuff to Loki, he barely got hurt, and, him and Thor, barely get hurt in the whole movie no matter what happens. And in this movie, it seems like everybody's getting hurt and killed, and it doesn't seem like it takes much to kill him now. So I don't understand that discrepancy, really.
I think mainly it's Loki's, he can, project...
That's not what I'm talking about.
Different images.
That's not what I'm talking about. Other people that died.
Well, people don't die. It's a movie.
Anyways, it just seemed like the Asgards were easy to kill in this movie. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. When, why would they be so easy to kill when they weren't necessarily, But and maybe Thor is a higher up something. I don't know. But
I know there's one part that I really like is they brought the same characters back from the first one. I like when the movies they continue with the same characters. Don't bring somebody else and keep giving them the same names or whatever. I like that part about it.
Okay, so once the movie finally picked up and I was kind of enjoying it, I'm not going to give it away, and don't give it away.
I won't give it
away. But the last twist at the end, I really didn't care for. It left more questions than answers, and I felt like the way they had turned the story was so good, and then they just kind of ruined it at the end.
Well, you're running out of time.
I know, but with the twist at the end, I felt it ruined what they built through the story. Yeah, I was kind of confused on that twist at the end, too, because it leaves more questions in your mind. What happened? But beyond that, too, I think it was a dumb way to go. Maybe it's because of the next sequel. Maybe it's because of comic books. I don't know. But I just feel like the progress they made in this movie with the characters is not well served by the ending. Yeah. And don't turn it off, because there's something... Scene after the credits. After the credits, as usual. Like they do on all of these. So, I think that's enough of us rambling. Let's give this a score. I thought this movie was average at best. I did not enjoy it that much. Take an hour... Like all these comic book movies, take the first hour off, they become much better. So I'm going to give it just average 5 out of 10. I'm going to give it a 7. The reason they go through all that is for the first-time viewer that possibly didn't see the first movie, the sequel. So they have to go in a little bit more talking detail and stuff to let you know what's going on. It's supposed to be like an action adventure, and they're just like, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, well, you can't have it. You can't have action for 2 hours. But you could have action, talking, not just talking, action. The end. Yeah. They could pace it better. I think they could have done away with the love story triangle to it. It's... Yeah, that was like so pointless. That was kind of boring, that side of it. But, yeah, I'll give it a 7. Alright guys, I hope you appreciated this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Have you guys seen The Dark World? Did you enjoy it? Have you seen it in 3D? We'd love to hear all your opinions in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up.
Oh, do you have any giveaways for anything?
We do, but I'll film it later and put it at the front.
Okay.
So we're doing a giveaway. I don't know what it is yet, so I'm gonna film that later. Just be sure to subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment saying that you'd like to win, and then watch for our shout out video announcing the winners, and you'll get a free DVD.
All right, sounds good to me.
So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.